finding the nth term of an arithmetic sequence. We've used the phrase nth term before. It means a term at position n of the pattern, where n is any whole number, any positive integer actually, and it's the position of the term. So basically it's like the problems that you used to get. The number pattern, okay, the number pattern 21, 18, 15, 12. What's the 30th number in the pattern? Before, we always just had to work out 30 terms in the pattern, and that's really tedious. So there's a formula for working it out. I have to warn you though, you're likely to get a bit confused if you don't carefully learn the different letters in this formula and really internalize what they mean. So we'll talk about them, we'll talk about how we get the formula, what the formula is and how we use it, but you've really got to learn this. So this little table here is going to help us work out the pattern for an arithmetic sequence when we just keep adding terms. So n means position 1. Tn is the value of the term at position 1. So let's just write some of these. N, the position in the pattern. Tn is the actual term of the pattern in position n. So this Tn is a number in the pattern. N is not. It's the position in the pattern. And there's two other letters we need that we know. A is the first term in the pattern, so it's also T1. And D is the common difference. So, using just these letters, the first term at position n equals 1 is A. Just using these letters, to get the second term, so Tn at position 2, I would have to add one lot of the common difference. So I'd get A plus D. Then to get to the next term, I'd add another lot of the common difference, so plus another D. That would be A plus D, or A plus 2D. This would be A plus 3D, A plus 4D, and so on. You'll notice that the position of the term, I need one less than that to get the number of common differences, because I start with A, and then to get to the next term, I've got to add one lot of the common difference. To get to the next term, one lot of the common difference. So to find any position, if I then wanted the sixth position, I'd need the first term plus 5 lots of the common difference. If I wanted the 20th position, continue that down, I'd want the first term plus 19 lots of the common difference. This lets us write the formula. And the formula for the nth term, Tn, is A plus, in brackets, n minus 1 times D. A plus 1 less than n times the common difference. So a couple of examples. Now you don't need to know this. This is how we got this formula. You need to know this formula and how to use it. A couple of examples. Write the rule for the nth term of the arithmetic sequence 15, 12, 9, 6. Now this type of question is just asking for a rule for any term. They haven't told you which term they want. In this question, they've said find the 30th term. That's a specific term. but this is just saying I want the rule to find any term. So it's an arithmetic sequence. We'll learn about other ones later. We see that we want the nth term, so we know we want the nth term formula. We write the nth term formula, Tn equals a plus n minus 1 times d. Now, it is a really good idea when doing these questions to always set it out with those four letters, n, or terms, values, Tn, a, and d. Every time, write them down here and identify which ones you have. Now, to get a, the first term, that's 15. To get the common difference, you might as well show working for one. 12 minus 15, that's negative 3. Sorry about leaving less space than I needed. Now, n and Tn are both unknown in this because n will depend on which term I want. So this is like an overall rule for this pattern. If I wanted to then use it to find, okay, well, what's the number when n is 10? What's the number when n is 20? So this is an overall rule. So we don't know either of these, and we're just substituting into this rule. So Tn equals 15 plus n minus 1, because I don't know n, times the common difference of negative 3. That's all this question wants. They want a rule that we could always use with this sequence to find the term in any position. This sort of question wants an actual term. It wants the 30th term in this number pattern. So do what I said you need to do. N, Tn, A, and D. Keep telling yourself what these are. N is the position. So N, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's N. Tn is the term at position n. So 21 is T1 because it's the term in position 1. 18 is T2 because it's the term in position 2. You don't actually need to write all this bit when you're solving this sort of question, but I'm just really trying to get through the difference between n and Tn. Incidentally, this is kind of like x and y. This is a table of values for your number pattern. So identify what you've got. N comes from T30. So if Tn is what I want to find, they want me to find T30. So Tn will be T30, which is what I want to find. The number in the Tn is n, so n equals 30. A is the first term, 21. D, 18 minus 21. Oh, I've got a negative 3 rule again. That's annoying. Then, substitute the values into the formula. Tn equals a plus n minus 1 times the common difference. I want T30, so I'm going to say I'm finding T30. A is 21 plus, don't bother substituting in 30 minus 1. What's 30 minus 1? It's 29. Don't forget your times sign here times the common difference of negative 3. Be very careful at this point that you are using correct order of operations, but your calculator will do that for you. 21 plus 29 times negative 3. T30 is negative 66. Since it was a word question, technically word answer, therefore the 30th term is negative 66. So be very, very careful that you understand what n and tn are, how to use the formula. This formula only works for an arithmetic sequence, and the two different types of questions that I might ask you. Write an overall rule, or find the 30th term, or a particular number, position of term.